Dear viewers, the topic which we will cover today is very pertinent, is I think very significant topic. Uh, how corruption has damaged Pakistan. The culture of corruption, nepotism. And corruption is also called as a virus, as a disease. That if a country is judged on the basis that how corrupt free it is, what is the level of nepotism in that country. Recently, that is on January 28, a report was released by Transparency International, TI, Transparency International, which is a Berlin-based organization, and Transparency International in its report enhanced Pakistan's level of corruption to 124 out of 180 countries. And this is very interesting because in 2018, the corruption index of Pakistan, or the perception corruption index, in 2018 was 117. Last year it was around 120, that is 2020. This year it is 124. So serious questions have been raised about why is it so that the regime of PTI, Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf, which calls for the eradication of corruption and nepotism, and its entire election manifesto, it revolved around how to eradicate, how to eliminate the menace of corruption. And it is during the PTI's regime, when it is halfway through, the Transparency International has released a report which is shocking, that Pakistan is now 124 out of 180 countries. The PTI regime and its ministers, they basically argued that the Transparency International had used the data which was an old data during PMLN's government. But this allegation has been ruled out by Transparency International, and they have made it clear that the data which has been used, which categorized Pakistan 124 out of 180 countries, that data is of 2019 and 2020. It has nothing to do with the past or the previous regime of PMLN. So this is something which is very disturbing for Pakistan, that when the pandemic crisis has hurt Pakistan's economy, the level of investment, the mega projects during PTI government are not to be seen, unlike the PMLN governments of motorways and things like that. Then how this corruption has enhanced in Pakistan? What are the reasons? That Transparency International basically it releases its reports based on various facts, and it focuses primarily on a couple of things, like what is the level of misuse of authority and public money. And corruption is basically when public money is misused. This is one thing. The second thing is that to what extent the culture of bribe in Pakistan has been controlled or has not been controlled. This is a very important argument, that the bribe where people have to pay in order to get things done. If they have to apply for a passport or for, if they have to apply for electricity, this connection, gas connection, water connection, you name it, they have to pay bribe. And it has been argued that the rate of bribe during the PTI government has almost doubled. So, Transparency International has its own yardstick, has its own network in various countries in order to judge to what extent people in positions of power, whether they are elected or they are non-elected, or they are from bureaucracy or from other, organs of the state, to what extent they are misusing their authority. That is also corruption. So, corruption is not only financial corruption, it is also moral corruption. So, there are four major reasons when we look into this menace of corruption in Pakistan. The first is primarily that the culture of Pakistan, which 50 years ago, even 60 years ago, the corruption had not permeated deep inside the Pakistani society. That culture transformed. And it got from bad to worse these days. The line which is drawn between right and wrong, that line has disappeared. And those who in 60 years ago or 50 years ago were in a minority or who were involved in bribe and corruption and things like that, now it seems that they are in a majority. So, corruption is not condemned. Corruption is accepted as a part of the culture. So, the transformation of culture of Pakistan, which promotes corruption and nepotism, that is one thing. The second thing is basically that no government has been Pakistan in the last 50 years has been able to understand that the Islamic Republic of Pakistan, that in Islam, the religion of Islam, which prohibits corruption, which prohibits nepotism, the misuse of authority, and Pakistan is a Muslim majority country. Around 93%, 94% of the people of Pakistan, maybe more, they are Muslims. So, how come the followers of religion of Islam, they are involved as far as corruption is concerned? And by the way, the report released by Transparency International, the top 3 corrupt countries are the Muslim countries, which includes Syria, which includes Yemen, are the Muslim countries. So, this is something which which one has to understand, that the religion of Islam, which prohibits corruption, when it is considered as unpardonable, and in the Islamic Republic of Pakistan it is acceptable. The third thing about corruption is that unless the judicial system of Pakistan, the legal system of Pakistan, the courts of Pakistan, unless they are above corruption, nepotism, nothing can be done. And the fourth thing is to what extent the National Accountability Bureau, that is NAB, which was given institutional shape during President Musharraf's time, when he was the chief executive after overthrowing Nawaz Sharif's government on October 12, 1999. So, he established NAB, National Accountability Bureau. The perception is basically that NAB is primarily used for political purposes. It is used to target opposition, leaders, and it has nothing to do as far as eradicating corruption is concerned. But NAB claims that it has recovered so far in the last 10 years, 12 years, hundreds of billions of rupees. But then the fact is that if NAB has been so active as far as dealing with corruption is concerned, then why Pakistan is sinking deep as far as the vicious cycle of corruption is concerned. So this is something which we have to understand, that corruption has become a culture in Pakistan. Nepotism has become a culture in Pakistan. It is not only financial corruption, it is also moral corruption. So the PTI regime, which talked about a state where it will be a welfare state, where corruption will not be tolerated, and those who have been involved in corruption, in making money, misusing public funds, public money, they will be taken to task. Why it has not happened, and how come Transparency International, which has a credibility, one cannot just say that it has no authority, it has no such type of skills to deal with the issues of corruption. So it has a credibility. It's an international type of an arrangement. It is a Berlin-based organization. So in 1996, I remember that Transparency International had declared Pakistan as the second most corrupt country of the world. That was in 1996. Currently, it is not the top 3 corrupt countries of the world, but the fact is, basically, when the perception corruption index of Pakistan has gone up from 117 in 2018 to 124 in 2021, that is something which should be a source of concern. How corruption can be eradicated? There is no magic, because if it is in the blood of people and it is considered as right when the line which was drawn between right and wrong has disappeared, and there is absolutely no guilt, there is no embarrassment, there is no shame on the part of people who are involved in large scale corruption. They are taking bribe, they are misusing authority, that is also corruption. It cannot be eradicated unless there is a change as far as the culture of Pakistan is concerned. And then certainly, if those who wield power, those who are responsible as far as governance is concerned, if they take measures, zero tolerance for corruption, zero tolerance, that they will not tolerate corruption. And the argument of the Prime Minister that if the person on the top is not corrupt, then automatically the society will eradicate corruption, the state will eradicate corruption, that is proved to be wrong. Under his nose, several corruption scandals. You have the wheat scandal, you have the sugar scandal. Then of course, how kickbacks, how public funds are used. So that is, I think, easy to suffice, easy to prove that there is absolutely no hope in Pakistan, at least in the near future, as far as eradicating corruption is concerned or nepotism is concerned. Thank you very much.